Let's be real. The world of AI can feel like a constant storm of new terms and technologies. It's a lot. But what if there's a simpler way to see it all? Today, we're going to cut right through all that noise to focus on one simple question. What does AI actually do? Sound familiar? Yeah. If you've tried to keep up with AI, this probably looks like your brain on a Tuesday. It's this storm of terminology, right? An alphabet soup of models and techniques that seems to change every single week. It's overwhelming, and frankly, it's just confusing. But here's the thing. What if the problem isn't the technology itself, but the map we're all using to navigate it?
And that's what brings us to the fundamental question for today. Instead of getting completely lost in the names of models, let's just ask a simpler, much more powerful question. What does AI actually do?
Okay, let's really dive into this. The problem isn't that AI is too complex to understand. The problem is that the map we're using to try and understand it is, well, it's just broken. Most of the time, we try to organize AI by model names or by algorithms, and that's the core issue.
This quote right here just nails it. Think about it. A model name like diffusion tells the developer how it was built, but it doesn't really tell you what it does in a useful way. These labels are constantly changing, they're unstable, while the fundamental things we actually need AI to do, those pretty much stay the same.
So it's clear we need a new map, a better one. The solution is a total shift in how we think about this. We need to stop organizing the field by what AI is and start organizing it by what AI does, by its core functions.
And you can really see the difference right here. On the left, that's the old way, organizing by models. It's like trying to build a house on a crumbling foundation. It's just not going to work. But when we switch over to organizing by functions, like you see on the right, we get a solid, stable map that's actually tied to what we, the users, want to accomplish. And this brings us to the heart of our new map, the 6 core functions of AI. I want you to think of these as a stable vocabulary, like the fundamental verbs that describe what any AI system is actually doing, no matter what crazy new model name is trending this week. First up, we have represent. This is the starting point for almost everything in AI. It's all about taking messy, raw reality, an image, a sound clip, a molecule, and turning it into a structured numerical format that a machine can actually understand and work with. It's a translator. So for example, this could be turning a picture of your dog into a long string of numbers, a vector. Or it could be mapping a complex molecule into a graph structure. At its core, this function is all about creating order out of chaos. Okay, so once the AI has that nice structured data, what's next? That brings us to our second function, reason and infer. This is all about finding the hidden patterns, the relationships, the insights hiding inside all that data. Honestly, you could almost call this the thinking part of AI. So what does this look like in the real world? Well, it might be a system inferring that a customer is about to cancel their subscription based on their recent activity. Or it could be a scientific model deducing the properties of a star from its light spectrum. It's all about connecting the dots. Our third function is optimize and control. Now this is the decision maker. You give it a goal, you give it some rules, some constraints, and this function goes to work to find the best possible settings or the best sequence of actions to take to achieve that goal. And we see this everywhere, from planning the most efficient route for a delivery robot to figuring out the perfect conditions in a lab to get the best results in an experiment. And get this, even the process of training an AI model is just this function at work, optimizing its own parameters to get better and better. Next up, we have simulate and emulate. You can think of this function as the fortune teller. It's all about predicting how a system is going to behave over time. And it can do this in 2 ways, either by running a full-blown, detailed simulation or by creating a fast, learned substitute, a surrogate, that can copy the behavior of a slow, expensive process. So think of an app predicting the traffic flow for your morning commute. That's this. Or a really complex scientific model that learns to approximate a physics simulation that would normally take days to run on a supercomputer. It's all about forecasting the future state of a system. And now, for the function that has been getting all the attention lately, generate and create. This is the artist, the inventor, the creator. It's all about synthesizing completely new things that didn't exist before. Images, text, music, molecules, you name it, all based on a prompt or a set of rules. This is the magic behind all those text-to-image models that are all over the internet. But it's also being used in some really serious science, like proposing brand new drug candidates or designing new materials from scratch. In every case, the function is the same, creating something totally new.
And finally, we have our sixth function, and this one kind of sits on top of all the others: autonomize and orchestrate. This is the conductor of the orchestra. Its job is to coordinate all the other 5 functions into complex, multi-step workflows to achieve some big, high-level goal.
This is where we start to see true AI agents emerge. We're talking about a system that can plan a set of tasks, call on different tools, check its own work, and then decide what to do next. Or imagine a self-driving lab that runs its own experiments, analyzes the data, and plans the next round of research completely on its own. It's incredible.
So there you have it. Those are the 6 core functions. But you might be wondering, what's the real payoff here? Why does looking at AI this way actually matter for you?
Well, it really comes down to 3 huge benefits. First, you get clarity. You can actually talk about what an AI system does without getting lost in all the jargon. Second, you get stability. When some new model architecture comes out next month, your mental map doesn't break. You just ask, okay, which function does this serve? And third, you get transfer. You can take what you learned from one area, like art generation, and apply it to another, like designing molecules, because you recognize they're both fundamentally generate and create problems.
Let's make this super concrete with an example like drug discovery. A real-world system doesn't just use one of these functions, it weaves them together. You start by representing molecules, then you infer their properties. Based on that, you generate new, better candidates. And then you have a system that orchestrates that entire loop to run over and over again. See? This functional view gives you a perfectly clean breakdown of what's happening, no matter what specific model is being used for each step.
So look, this map isn't just some abstract theory. It's a tool, and it's a tool you can start using right now. You can use it to learn faster, to cut through the jargon when you're reading about new breakthroughs, and most importantly, to design better AI systems yourself by focusing on the job that needs to be done, not just the latest buzzword.
So I want to leave you with this thought. Now that you have a stable map for the wild world of AI, one that's based on what it does, not what it's called, what can you see more clearly? And more importantly, what are you going to build next?